Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Thursday. It is Thursday, y'all. It is June the 30th, I believe. It is the day to pay your exit dues. It is the day to, hey, it is the day to get it going. Let's go. If you're not thirsty, are you getting hungry? You got to be hungry. You got to be thirsty. You got to get after it. Good morning, Carrie. How are you? Hope you're having a great week. Hope everything is going the right direction. Started to flip back around and head the right way. So, I'm looking forward to today. We've got two new agents coming to the meeting in Mount Juliet this morning. So my wife's flying up this morning, so that's really good. Where's everybody at? Um, so Carrie, anything going on? Anything you need us to help with? Anything you need uh, us to sort of put our heads around and help you through while you're here all alone and have me all by yourself? Referral for a short sale listing. So somebody referred you a listing, and the listing's going to be a short sale. Um, yeah, the short sale. I think there are some short sale addendums that you need to make sure that you get in there, just to make sure that's good to go. You probably also want to talk to the bank on the listing. Whoever holds the mortgage, have a conversation with the bank just to make sure that's good to go. Some people will say that it's a short sale and they don't really have any authorization to do that. So just do your due diligence and make sure you've got all those pieces put together, and that you don't get stuck. I wish I'd say it hadn't happened to me before, but it has happened to me before. Where I really didn't do my due diligence, and I got lazy, and I assumed that what the seller was telling me was true. And we went through this whole process, got the property under contract, and then come to find out it was a divorce situation. It wasn't a short sale; it was a divorce situation. And the husband's things are still in the house. The divorce wasn't final. Of course, through the conversation and taking the listing, I asked her two or three times, is your husband on the property? Is your husband on the title? Yada yada yada. No, he's not. No, he's not. Well, it turns out that he was, and I didn't do my due diligence. Got it under contract. Got kind of through almost to the end, and the husband pops back up and says, "Hey, this isn't enough money. Hey, I don't feel like I'm getting enough." Or she's like, "What are you talking about?" And we had this agreement, and ended up in court. Ended up the judge took the listing away from me and gave it to somebody else. So just it happens. If you don't do your due diligence, you will get it will bite you. So just make sure you take the time that it's going to take to get the due diligence done on the property. So, well, good morning. This is we might be late. I guess everybody else is out working or doing something else this morning because it's just being careful. There's Lynn. Good morning, Lynn. How are you? Yeah. Oh, I like that. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's chat about not just doing the thing, but about relighting the excitement. Any job can get monotonous. So, how do we make it awesome? How do we make it awesome? How do you keep it awesome? So, that's a great topic. And I think that's fantastic. Lynn, I'm so good you're good. Um, I think that's a fantastic topic, Carrie, to talk about. How do you maintain the excitement? So, I think a lot of that depends on personality styles. A lot of that depends on your personal makeup. I wish there were, one, two, three, four things you could do to stay motivated, to stay excited, to stay in kind of in that vein where everything's wonderful. But if you think about it, even in our marriages, we get in our relationships, in our marriages, in our friendships, we become complacent, and we wake up in the morning complacent, we go to bed complacent, we stop really driving toward doing something. And So if I look at like different personality styles, D, I, S, and C, I's are always excited. It's hard for an I to not be excited. Hell, I's are excited because they're bored. I's will get excited because it's something new. I's will get excited because they saw somebody at a red light and the person at the red light smiled at them. I mean, I's tend to stay excited. D's and C's are a little harder. S's are a litll harder, and I'll do my little analogy, my little quick disc. You know, D's are always going to an end goal. So if a D always has an end goal in mind, a D will push. And in my mind, because I'm a D and I like to make D sound better, but it kind of sounds like, if they've got a goal, if they've got something they're chasing, if they've got a rabbit they're going after, they're pretty happy. I mean, if I let Cooper out and there's a deer running down the fairway and Cooper runs out the back door at Cuscawilla or Cleo even, they're having the time of their life. They literally throw abandon and caution into the wind and chase this animal that's 15 times bigger than they are. And they'll chase that animal until they get tired of running. And then they'll come back and drink some water. And then if another one comes by, they'll do it again. But a D always has to have a goal. And I think sometimes, Carrie, our excitement wanes because we don't have a goal. As a D, if I don't have a goal, if I'm just waking up, I'm having my coffee, I'm doing my live call, I'm going to the office, I'm making 2 or 3 phone calls, I maybe send out a couple of postcards, and you just hear it in my voice. You can hear the tone in my voice. It's just the monotony sometimes that bothers a D, and sometimes the monotony that bothers an I. The S's and the C's love monotony. They love it to be monotonous. They love routine. They love, and an S and a C, you're not going to see them get truly excited unless you get them hammered drunk, and then it's not really excitement. Then it's just being silly. Um, so you got to have a goal. You got to have a rabbit you're chasing. You got to wake up in the morning. It's a starting gate. That's why the morning routine, I think, is so important. And I'm trying to get my routine reestablished. I'm doing a little piece here, little piece there, a little read because I'll be honest with you, my morning routine between meditation, reading a book, I haven't worked in exercise to my routine, but writing affirmations, journaling, those four things alone take me almost an hour and a half. If I were to throw in a 30 or 45-minute workout, then my morning routine now is 2 hours, which means before my day gets started, heck, when Jagger's in school, I'd have to get up at 3 in the morning. And that me saying, heck, I got to get up at 3 in the morning is an excuse. That is an excuse tone that I'm using, saying I've got to get up at 3 in the morning because what's the difference in 3 in the morning and 5 in the morning? 2 hours, right? Three in the routine, you're right. So here's what I'm telling you: building that morning routine, having your time, and almost looking at it like a starting gate, like you're in the blocks, you're ready to go. And then that rabbit, if y'all have ever been to a dog track, and the little rabbit that runs by, and they say, "Here comes Sparky," and then all the dogs are in there, and they go, "Pow!" and the dogs take off running, and they're chasing this rabbit down. This rabbit, this mechanical rabbit, runs down the inside rail, and the dogs are chasing him. That's almost how you got to get up every single morning and chase this day. And Coach Burt talks about it every day. Every morning, Coach Burt delivers a message. People hate the school year, but they love them. But keep you on routine, which makes life better. Sometimes, if you're an S and a C, the routine makes life better. Adding something to an already busy schedule, because for a D, the problem is you overschedule because you want to always stay motivated, because you always want to keep your hands in something, because you're always chasing some goal. You activate the parade drive, but you are, as a D, over scheduling. Christy and I can look at Christy and I can see me in Christy, and saying that to say this: she's got 30 minutes before she's got to be out the door. Okay. She's got 30 minutes to get out the door. And she'll try to get 2.5 hours worth of work done in 30 minutes. And so, I'm in the car, the engine's running, the garage is up so I don't die of asphyxiation. And I'm not honking the horn because she get mad about that. But I'm down there in my mind honking the horn, telling her to come on. And she's upstairs trying to finish up 2.5 hours worth of work in 30 minutes. That's a D. Okay. So this prey drive is super, super important. And so let me back up. For a D, having a goal. Okay. For an I, having something new. For lots of I's, everything's new. For an I, anything's new. They get finished with this project, they go, oh my God, look at this. And they go to the next one. That's what an I does. S and a C are harder to motivate. A C sometimes gets motivated if you give them a project where there's boxes to check, where there's things to stack, where there's colors to coordinate. I mean, Maggie last night, bless her heart, Maggie Stetson's a C, and she has a lot of C in her. And she sent a picture to our family chat last night where she had taken 100,000 bows that are for Halson, and she color coordinated all the bows into Roy G. Biv. So she had the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. They were all lined up, and that's a C. And she derived an immense amount of joy from organizing those bows, color coordinating those bows. Okay. So how do you maintain your drive? How do you maintain that prey drive? Because Carrie, that's exactly what it is. How do you maintain that animal-like focus on an end goal? When I was in K9, when I was a police officer and I was in K9, the first thing we did with those dogs, so we imported dogs from Europe. So the dogs would come in from Europe. They would go to a breeder, a handler, a distributor in South Carolina. The guy in South Carolina would put them in a crate and fly them to Nashville. We would drive to Nashville, go to the airport, go to the cargo hold, and go pick up these dogs. Now, keep in mind, when I was in K9, we had German Shepherds. We didn't have the Belgian Malinois like they have now. Which, by the way, if you've ever seen them, if you've not seen the movie Dog, you ought to go see that because that whole movie is Channing Tatum and the movie about a dog. It's fantastic. And the dog's a Belgian Malinois, which I want one so bad. But we walk, go into the cargo hold. We go in to find the dog. He's in a little crate, and you got to reach in there and grab him. Okay. A lot of times you get bit when you reach in the box to grab the dog. A lot of times you get bit because understand they've been on a plane, they've been in this box. In addition to they've got unbelievable prey drive as a natural instinct. The first thing we did with these dogs is we would take them out and throw a ball with them. And we would throw a ball with them because those dogs had such an intense prey drive that there was nothing you could have thrown a ball in front of a car and the car honking the horn and people screaming at them, and the dog is chasing that ball with no distractions. And that's the kind of prey drive that we were looking for in some of these working dogs. We needed them to be undistractable. We needed them to stay so focused on what they're going after, what they were challenged to do, what they were trying to chase. We needed them so focused on that that there was nothing on the outside that would distract them. Not gunfire, not buildings exploding, not loud noises, not anything. So we actually took these dogs in the first 2 or 3 weeks that we had them, and we would take them through all kinds of situations where you wouldn't think a dog would get freaked out. We would put them on different floor surfaces. We would take them and walk them on stairs that they could see through. There were all kinds of things we did with these dogs to see if they had enough prey drive to overcome their fear. Because at the end of the day, we all have a level of prey drive. At the end of the day, we all have a level of get out and get it. But most of us will let our fear stop our prey drive. Our fear of rejection will stop our prey drive. Our fear of rejection will stop our motivation. Our fear of rejection will stop our momentum that we had going in a positive direction. Our fear of not being good enough, our fear of not having the right words to say, our fear about having enough clients, our fear of not doing this, that, and the other thing, will allow that fear to creep in over here and distract us from our prey drive. When we had these dogs, we'd run them through these drills, we'd run them through these things. If the dog showed any sign of fear, we drove him back to the airport, we put him back in a box, closed up the box, and put him on an airplane and sent him back to South Carolina. Any sign of fear, any sign of distraction, they were back in a box on an airplane and flying to South Carolina because those dogs had to go chase bad guys. The dogs that we had in Nashville at that time just chased bad guys. That's all we did. My dogs didn't look for drugs. They didn't look for bombs. They just looked for people. And when they found people, they bit people. And so the person at the end of that chase, the person at the end of that track, the person at the end of that was the dog's prey drive. That was the dog's prey drive. And if you ever ride by a canine car, if you see a canine car, a lot of times you'll see a tennis ball stuck in their light up on the light bar. They'll have a tennis ball because the dog will get bored. So you get them, you stop the car, you get out and you throw a ball with them just to keep that prey drive going, just to let them know that they're there to do a job, right? Because I'm telling you, those dogs who are the best of the best get lazy. Those dogs who are the best of the best get tired. Those dogs who are the best of the best, there are some days when they're not on their A game. So our job as the handler, my job for you, okay, is to, when you're not at your A game, I grab the ball out of the light and I throw it and make you chase it. I try to give you something to do. I try to give you a goal. I put something in front of you to say, go get this. Again, I said it the other day. If Tammy Bennell was in your kitchen, who's a soon-to-be master in Taekwondo, if Tammy Bennell was in your kitchen and she said, "You go get your dirty dozen today," and if you don't get your dirty dozen today, and you come back home without getting your dirty dozen today, I'm going to punch you in your throat. Okay, there's motivation. There goes Sparky. I do not want to get punched in my throat by Tammy Bennell, so I'm going to go find my dirty dozen. So here's what I'm going to say. How do we make it awesome? How do we make it awesome? Awesome is as awesome does. Awesome is as awesome does. You want to feel awesome? Go do awesome. I'm telling you, one of the quickest ways in this business, in real estate, to do and feel awesome is go do something for someone else. And Carrie, that's not hard for you. You are amazing at that. If you want to feel good about yourself, go do good for someone else. Call a past client. Act your way into feeling. So Coach Burr says, he says it all the time. Because I promise you, there are days, for the last 3 months, Carrie, I'm going to tell you, for the last 3 months, I've been fighting myself, fighting that same exact thing. Where do I put my energy? Where do I go? Where do I put my energy? Where do I put my focus? Can I get motivated by this? Can I get motivated by that? Right now, for me, and I'm being straight with you. There's so many things that are going on. Okay, and this is the problem for a D. Here's your double-edged sword for D personality. I want to have a lot of things going on, right? I want to have things that I can go accomplish, clean off, done, accomplish, done, accomplish, done. But I put so many things on myself that then I can't get anything done. Then I sit back overwhelmed and I say, well, I can't do all this stuff, so I'm going to do nothing. Where I get overwhelmed and I say, well, I can't do all this stuff, so I'm going to do this. And then all these things that I set in motion to get done, I don't give them my best effort. I do this thing over here that feels the best for my ego, but it's not truly what I need to be doing to move my ball down the field. Does that make sense? Because a lot of times, good morning, Facebook user, who is that? Because a lot of times, y'all think, y'all tell me if this isn't true. A lot of times we'll do a lot of stuff during the day that is not helping us get better. We'll do a lot of stuff during the day that's not moving our ball down the field. We'll do a lot of stuff down the day or do a lot of stuff during the day that's not helping us get from point A to point B. We will do a lot of distraction kind of stuff. We'll do a lot of things that just pat our egos, that just pat us on the head and tell us we're a good boy. They'll just pat us on the head and tell us we're a good girl. Just go over there, sit in the corner, watch TikTok for an hour and a half. It's all good. You need a break. You need a rest. You need a rest. Why don't you just take a break? Go watch TikTok for an hour and a half. It's not a big deal. You know what? Just watch TikTok for 5 minutes. And then 3 hours later, you're still on TikTok. And then it's 5 o'clock. And then you're like, well, it's time to cook dinner for the kids. Oh my gosh, my husband will be home in a little bit. I better wash some clothes or get something done. Oh my gosh, my wife's going to be here in a little bit. I better clean the countertops before she gets here. She's going to think I'm disgusting. Right. And so then you start trying to put it all in. So in reality, we have a 10, 8 or 9, 10 hour day to work, and we might put 2 or 3 hours of work in, honestly. And then we sit back and wonder why our pipeline's dry. We sit back and wonder why we're not where we want to be. We sit back and wonder why we don't have those things piling on and piling on and piling on. Y'all, that's why it's diversification of funds, the same principle. That's why having a dirty dozen is so important. I'm gonna harp on this because I don't think any of us really has this thing rocking like we should have it rocking. I don't think any of us have a dirty dozen that's just feeding us. It's just feeding us, and we're feeding them, and they're feeding us. We're feeding them, they're feeding us. And you're sitting back on TikTok, right, doing nothing, and somebody texts you and says, "Hey, I know somebody that's moving to another house. I know somebody's getting out. I know somebody's ready to list their house." Okay, you've got to have your dirty dozen. You've got to have a dirty dozen. Sorry, I'm trying to see. I'm behind on my comments. Who's the last Facebook user? 70. We got Carrie and Lynn here. Who's the last one? I can't see my comments. Oh well, we'll figure it out. So feel your way, okay, into acting. Can't act your way into feeling. Hey me, you can't act your way into feeling. You feel your way into action. Okay. You gotta there's just some days, back up. I think, I believe this with my entire heart. I believe that a morning routine is absolutely essential for an entrepreneur. Hey, Vanessa. Nope. Oh, it's curious saying Vanessa. I think it's absolutely essential for someone in our business who is an entrepreneur, if it's real estate, any kind of entrepreneur, where you don't have to go punch a clock. Who wants to punch a clock? You have the ability to do everything that needs to be done. You have the flexibility and ability to make unlimited amounts of income. You have so many opportunities in front of you in this business, but we don't start our days correctly. We don't start our days in the right mindset. We don't start our days in the right heart set. We don't start our days with the right focus. We don't start our day with the right intention. We're not sitting here at the gate waiting for Sparky to come by. Because if you don't think those dogs haven't practiced that enough, that when that Sparky's when they say here, that those dogs don't perk up and they don't start, they're looking and saying, "Open this gate, just open this gate, let me go chase this thing." If you don't think they're not doing that, you're not. They're foaming at the mouth. You've got to create a routine. You've got to create for yourself that behind the blocks feeling so that when you walk out that front door of the shower, bam, you're ready to go. That's one of the challenges about not working in an office. That's one of the challenges is about working at home. I think that's really good too, Lynn. And I think fear is what extinguishes your drive. Fear will extinguish your prey drive. Fear will keep you from coming out of the blocks. If you think the rabbit's going to kill you and they open the door, you're like, nope, I'm not going out there. If we open the back door at Eatonton and a deer runs by and Cleo thought the deer was going to kill him, Cleo would sit right there and go, nope, not going to chase him. Fear would overcome his prey drive. How do you overcome fear? How do y'all? This book is expletive word amazing. I am this book is so unbelievably good. So I'm gonna there's one thing in the beginning of this book. You've heard it said, you've heard us talk about it, you've heard us say things about a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. A fixed mindset, I'm where I am. I have all the skills, and I can kind of go through some, and I may talk about this on today in the meeting in Mount Juliet. I have all the skills that I'm ever gonna have, and I'm doing as good as I can possibly do. I am who I am. Take it or leave it. Okay? That's your fixed mindset. You're stuck in a spot. You don't believe you can go. Complacency, 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 satisfied needs, complacency does not motivate. Doesn't motivate you. If you're complacent, I'm telling you, if you're complacent in your marriage, you're not motivated to do the fun things. Think about that. When y'all were chasing each other, when you were chasing each other and you thought there was something between you and you were chasing each other and you were trying to make the other person love you and you were out here and you're trying to be here. When you were out here, man, you do everything. You always smelled good, you always looked good, you always had the best outfit on. Everything was perfect because you wanted to activate the prey drive. You wanted to activate the prey drive. So you put yourself in a position to motivate the other person to chase you. You put yourself in a position to motivate the other person to chase you. It's the same thing. And now, once you're married, once you're in a relationship, once you're there, you're just kind of like, where are you going to go? So you wake up in the morning with bad breath. You try to go kiss on your wife with bad breath, or you 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 fart on the couch, or you do something stupid, and you're just walking around being a dumbass. And that complacency kills the motivation. The complacency kills the fire. The complacency kills the motivation to make your relationship fantastic. And it's the same thing in this business. Again, it's the same thing. Are you fixed in your mindset, or do you believe that anything's possible if you chase it hard enough? Do you have a fixed mindset? Are you where you are? Is this the best you can do? Or do you truly believe if you put in the effort, if you put in the work, if you get out there every single day and you start breaking big rocks, you can pound them into sand? Do you think you can build something fantastic? Because at the end of the day, like Steve Morris always says, we only function to the breadth and depth of understanding about ourselves. We only function to what we believe is possible for us. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you believe the Bible that I believe, and you believe the words that are in there, and you believe these, I don't care if you're a Christian, if you're a Catholic, if you're a whatever, if you believe the religious texts that have been inspired over centuries, and you believe these different words, there is nothing in any of them written in the Torah, in the Bible, in anything that says you're a limited being. You only get so much. There's only so much you can do. So just sit over there on the side and do what you can do. There's nothing in there that says that. Nothing in there that says that. Matter of fact, most of them say you were created in the image of God. And if you rewind a little bit, God's the one that created the heavens and the earth. God's the one that moved the mountains. God's the one that raised people from the dead. God's the one that makes all this stuff happen. You're created in the image of God. I don't believe God has any limits. I don't believe God has a fixed mindset. And if you're created in that same image, if you're created in that same vein, if you're created in that same, then there are no limits on what you can do. There are no limits on the lives you can touch. There are no limits on the people that you can help. There are no limits on anything that you do. You are only limited by what you believe is possible. So, back to your original question, how do we make this exciting? I say, how you make it exciting is you find something new to chase. You find some worthy goal. You find some big, audacious goal. You find some worthy adversary. You find something that you can use to get up in the morning and go chase, where you cannot be distracted. You are absolutely focused on what it is you're chasing. You are absolutely focused on what it is you're doing. You're indistractable, and you do it fearlessly. You do it fearlessly. And that's hard because this little dude over here is going to tell you they're not going to like you. You're not that smart. You're not near pretty enough anymore. Aaron, you're bald. Your voice isn't very good. Sometimes your words, but you speak too fast. You're not that great. Nobody likes your office. These are things over here that are being said. Okay. And I can either choose to listen to it and I can choose to sit back and say, you know what, you're probably right. So because you're right, I'm just going to sit here and watch Ozark all night long. Because you're right, I'm just going to sit here and watch TV. Because you're right, I'm not going to go to the gym. Because you're right, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Because you're right, because I'm going to give this little dude who's the one who's got the black leather jacket on the slick back hair, who's trying to keep you from being something you ought to be. Because this one over here is just sitting down there going, not true. Not true. I'm not going to argue. This one's saying, I'm not going to argue with you, but it's not true. What is it you can go get? Because I promise you, momentum momentum works two directions. And we talked about this the other day when I was talking about jumping off the house. The unfortunate thing in life on this planet is we walk through our journey on this earth. The unfortunate thing is, in my opinion, negative momentum moves a lot faster than positive momentum. And negative momentum is much easier to create than positive momentum. Negative momentum is negative personality, negative thinking, negative momentum is so much easier to get in that flow than it is to create positive momentum. And I have no idea why. I have no idea why. I don't know why. I can't answer that question. The only thing I can relate it to is when something worthwhile is put in front of you to do, it takes effort. It takes pain. It takes growth. It takes disappointment. It takes challenges. And sometimes, and I don't, my religion tells me that God wants to see if you really want it. That's what my religion tells me. God wants to see if you really want it, where your heart is. Okay. Because I do believe we're tested. I do believe there are conditions of our heart that get tested from time to time. I do believe there are things that we've got to do in our life to tell this thing to shut up. I do believe there are things in our life where we've got to look at our ego and we got to say, ego, shut up, shut your face, shut your face. I'm moving forward. Because, Carrie, that's what creates positive momentum. That's what creates motivation. That's what keeps people coming back. And I've got so many analogies right here that are just banging through my head. And I'll use golf as one example. Y'all know I love playing golf. Again, I got to quit the hockey references. Christy got on me because she's like, nobody understands hockey but you. So stop using all the hockey references. So I'll use golf reference. Most of you know the game of golf, but most of you know that golf is a very simple sport. It is a super simple sport. There is a ball, there is a stick, and there is a hole. That's it. You don't run plays. You don't have to remember what positions to be in. You don't have to worry about running fast or being slow. You get to ride on a cart. It's super, super simple. Super simple. Matter of fact, it probably is one of the most, it's one of the simplest games ever. You have a stick, a ball, and a hole. Get the ball in the hole as fast as you can, in as few shots as you can. That's the point of the game. Wow. Super hard. It's not. It's really, really simple. Do you know that in the world of golf and of all the millions of golfers who play golf around the world, handicaps are an average of a golfer's ability, what they score on a golf course, okay? The score that they score. And the handicap is meant to balance it out, okay? So Um, I'm not gonna say it that way. So basically, it means if this dude always shoots 90 and this dude always shoots 70, then this dude that shoots 70 has to do the dude that shoots 90 20 strokes. Okay. And to make it even, to make them play even, then this guy has to beat this guy by at least 20 to beat him. Okay. Because that's just their natural ability. So in the world of golf, handicaps, less than 5% are single digits. Less than 5% of all the millions and millions of golfers are single digit handicaps, which means they shoot less than 80 on average. Okay. They're good golfers. So it's a very difficult sport to play well. Yet there are billions of dollars spent on a game. 90% of the people that played this game are absolutely horrible. They don't enjoy it. They cuss, they throw stuff. Have you ever seen the videos on they throw stuff, they break their clubs, they go to the golf course and wonderful, and they come home and they're miserable the rest of the day because they just don't they've got wrong standards for themselves. But my point is this: within every single round, within every single round, no matter how bad they're playing, they will hit a shot just like the guy on TV. And they'll hit it right in the middle of the club face. It'll feel absolutely perfect. It'll land exactly where it's supposed to land on the green. And they'll think, man, there's a chance. If I could just work on my game some more, there's a chance. I am the world's worst at that. There's a chance. If I just practiced more, if I just played more, if I could get a lesson, if I could do this, if I could do that, there's one little shot that motivates you to come back again. There's one little shot that motivates you to go do it again. So of the 95 shots you hit really, really bad, there was one that motivates you to come back. So here's what I'm going to tell you. You got to hit one shot during the day that motivates you to come back. And then the next day, you got to hit a one shot that motivates you to come back. And the next day, maybe you hit two shots that motivates you to come back. But every single day, you make a phone call to somebody you need to make a phone call to. Every single day, you go knock on somebody's door. Every single day, you find something. If it's in your personal life, if it's in your business life, if it's in your real estate business, whatever it is, you find something that activates your motivation, your prey drive to come back and get it again tomorrow. Just do one thing. Make one phone call. Have a growth mindset. Understand you are unlimited. You're unlimited. Don't let fear extinguish your fire. Don't let fear overcome your prey drive. Some will, some won't. So what? Next. You don't need all of them. You don't need everybody to say yes. You are looking for that one shot out of the 95 bad shots you hit. You're looking for that one that makes your heart sing. You're going through 60 phone calls in a day to look for that one or two who say yes. You're going through 60 or 70 people in a day for one that says yes. You don't need to marry everybody. You just need to find the one. And you had to go through a bunch of turds to find the one you wanted to marry. And some of us marry turds before we find the one that we really want to marry. How do you keep your motivation? How do you keep your excitement? I wish I could tell you I could do it for you, but I can't. I can give you some structures. I can put you in front of people. I can send you videos. We can dance. We can sing. We can do anything. At the end of the day, it's your fear and your drive. It's your fear or your drive. It's your fear or your drive that's going to determine which direction you go. I wish I could remember this quote. We have a quote on the wall in Hartwell, a little picture that Christy bought. She found, and It talks about the white wolf and the black wolf. It is an Indian saying, and the gist of it was, I feel like this. These things are all bad. I feel like this. These things are all good. These things are all in us. Which one wins? And the Indian chief says, whichever one you feed. Whichever one you feed. If you feed this guy, he'll win. He'll drag you out of the house. He'll put you right on the ground. He will tell you how awful you are. He'll tell you how terrible you are. He'll tell you you should quit. He'll tell you you should do something else. He'll tell you all these lies, all these things that aren't true. And if you listen to him, you'll think they're truth. Because all lies have a little bit of truth in them, right? All lies have a little bit of truth. The still small voice is the one that just sits down like this and says, that's not who you are. That's not who you are. That's not who you were created to be. But that voice is so low. It's so quiet. It's so still. This one is yelling. Nope, can't do that. Nope, you don't do that. Nope, you're too tall. Nope, you're too short. Nope, you're too skinny. Nope, you're too fat. Nope, you don't drive a nice enough car. Nope, you don't know enough people. Nope, nobody likes you. Nope, your breath stinks. As this one says, which one are you going to listen to? Because this one right here will throw you off the roof and let you hit the ground and have zero remorse. This one will encourage you. This one will strengthen you. This one will push you. This one will pat you on your back. This one will fill your soul. This one is the one that's connected to God. This one is the one you need to be listening to. That's why that morning routine is so important. Just to be quiet, to pray, to listen to God, to write those things down, to connect to God, to who you were created to be in those still quiet moments. Stop being so busy. Stop doing stuff all the time and spinning plates that aren't getting you anywhere. Read a book, drink a beer, buy a boat. Okay? That's what Kenny Chesney says. Just be friends. Just be friends. Okay? Just get along. Just get out there. Let's just get out there. I'm telling you, everybody on this call, we talked about this yesterday. The leadership potential in every one of you is unmatched. But potential, my baseball coach when I was in high school used to hate the word potential because it just means there's something in there you're not using. Potential is just something in there that hadn't been activated yet. It's something in there that's not in motion yet. It's something in there that hasn't been actualized yet. Some of my greatest regrets, if I have any regrets in my life, some of those greatest regrets is I had things that I've unrealized. I had potential to do things that I didn't do for whatever reason, for a choice I made, decision that I made. I decided to listen to this guy instead of this person, this one, and made a bad decision and put myself in a bad spot. And I've had to take a long, surreptitious road to get to where I am right now. It's all worked out. It's all worked out to the best to the best I can figure. I'm really, really happy. I am super, super excited about where we're going. I am super, super pumped about being in your life, you being in my life. I'm super, super pumped about Exit Realty Lake Country and the growth that we're experiencing. I'm super, super pumped that we're taking some places in not just Exit Southeast, but Exit corporately. I'm super, super pumped that we're Exit Realty Lake Country in the next 36 months will be a company that's recognized nationally, not just within exit circles, but in the real estate industry. I'm super, super pumped that what's coming in the next 3 years is going to put Exit Realty Lake Country on the map. Because here's what I know. This is what I know. You can tell what I know. What we're doing, and I got chills right now because this is oh, I can cry. Ooh, that's hit me good right there. Here's what I know. Exit Realty Lake Country does things the right way. Exit Realty Lake Country, we are imperfect in lots and lots of ways. But I promise you, we function on truth. We function on integrity. We function on doing the right thing every single time. The agents that are attracted to Exit Realty Lake Country, the agents who come to us as a result of you guys sponsoring, as a result of you guys rescuing these agents, as a result of the conversations that you have, the agents who come to our company and plug in are better people than they were when they got there. And I promise you, it's not a result of me and Christy. It's a result of all of us together functioning in integrity, functioning in truth, functioning on doing the right thing every time. Exit Realty Lake Country is on a slow, methodical journey to the top of the mountain. I don't care about being first to the top of the mountain. Don't care. There are a lot of people who die on the way to the mountain. There are a lot of people who die on the way to the summit because they try to go too fast. I am perfectly fine growing this company one person at a time because within 36 months, we are going to be industry leading in the real estate business. Attention, glow, you guys, how you done this? We're already doing it. Our office production, our company production, average company production is light years ahead of any real estate company on the planet. I'm telling you, you I'm not saying we're number one in the world, but I promise you, our average commission per agent for a first year full time agent, we're in the top 10. I promise you we are. For our part time agents make more than the national average of full time real estate agents. We are doing the right thing. We do this with integrity. We do this all the time, going the right direction. That's what we do. That's what makes Exit Realty Lake Country special. Is it's not about the real estate. It's about the person. It's about the individual. And individuals who come to us hurt, there are some dogs when they're hurt, they'll bite you. And sometimes after they get finished biting you, when they realize they can trust, that's why Anna, Barbara, Joni, Brooke, the ones that came from that other company, that's why I call them rescues. Because they had been figuratively beat on. They had been figuratively abused, probably literally abused. They had come from a company where they were not the most important piece. They were a means to an end. They were 12-year-old Indonesian kids making Nike shoes in a sweatshop. That's what they were. And this other person whose name was on the company was using them for a means to an end. And so she put all this stuff on them, made them believe this is the only way this is going to work. And they came to us. They didn't trust us. They were skeptical. I'll never forget when Christy said, I don't know about that Anna Davis. I don't know, man. I'm not sure about her. I don't know. The crazy thing is, when we first met them, Anna, and I won't get in trouble for this, I don't think. And Anna, you can text me, tell me to shut up if you want me to tell me to shut up. But when they came, Anna was kind of the de facto leader. So she was the spokesperson. She was the one standing out front. Joni was really quiet. Barbara was really, really quiet. Brooke didn't say much, but Anna, y'all know Anna, she's Hellcat. So Anna's talking. So Anna's the mouthpiece. And Christy, I remember Christy saying, "Man, I'm not sure about Anna. She seems like she's got a lot of pull at those. And if she ever decides to get mad, if she ever gets mad and decides to leave, she's gonna take them with her. I'm not sure about this." Okay. The blunt one. Um, right. And I remember that conversation. I remember saying to her, I don't know. I think we need to play it out. I don't know. I said, let's let this play out. I said, I think she's got I think Anna, yes, I believe she's got a lot of influence. Yes, I believe she's got a lot of pull, but that's what a leader does. And so when they came to us, they were those rescue pups who were bitey a little bit because they'd been hurt so bad. They had been abused. They had been kicked. They had all these things that had happened to them before they came to us. And when I said it that day in the Madison meeting, And I was kind of, when I said it and it stuck, it's crazy, but that was just kind of one of those divine things. That's exactly, y'all. That's what we do because every real estate agent on this planet, majority, I think there are probably some companies who aren't this way, but most of the real estate agents on this planet work for companies where the profit is the bottom line, where the profit is the only thing that matters. Had a conversation with a girl from Parks the other night. Been in this business 2 years, has done one deal. One deal. And not because she doesn't have the ability, but because she's not been trained to do it. She's been trained and been told, come on in, sit down, here are your cards, there's your computer. We're having a sales meeting next week. She had a pat on the butt, and they said, go get him, Tiger. And she's lost. So that's the other end of the spectrum. They're either lost or they're not a person, they're a means to an end. Exit Realty Lake Country is about integrity. It's about truth. It's about doing the right thing every single time. Every single time, bar none, without fail. We're going to put in front of you Coach Burt. We're going to put in front of you opportunity, Tom Ferry, different people. We're going to put in front of you sessions, training, motivations to help you understand your worth. We're going to help you recreate a belief system in you. Carrie Leland is it. I used your story the other night when I was talking to the girl from Parks. I told your story. How does someone want to quit the real estate business a year ago be as fantastically successful as you are right now? That's the part you need to tap into. You need to tap into when you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror after you finish your morning deliciousness that you've created. You need to go in the bathroom and look in the mirror and say, I'm a badass. And I'm going to go be a badass today. Everyone of you, Anna, good God, I'm a badass and I'm going to be a badass today. That's what y'all need to be doing. Vanessa, I don't know if Vanessa's on here, Lynn, oh my God, your influence is unparalleled. The people that you have the ability to speak life into is unparalleled. Lynn Grizzle, she is a silent assassin. I'm telling y'all, that woman just walks through life loving on people, and she has got influence, untold influence. So you just keep doing that. Here's what I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to leave you with this. There's nothing on this planet that's not attainable. Nothing. If you have the desire and you can create your belief and you're willing to embrace it, you're willing to say, I didn't read this quote yesterday. Listen to this Bruce Lee quote. Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Bruce Lee quote. If you know anything about Bruce Lee, it wasn't easy for him. Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Embrace the suck. If you're not thirsty, be hungry. Chase it. Go get it. Foam at the mouth. Have that thing out there that you're going to be completely indistractable. Undistractable. You can't be distracted. Nothing can pull you off your course. Focus your mind, focus your eyes on the horizon, put that goal in your mind. As we talked about the other day, we're here at the middle of the year. It's time to that 6-week action plan. A part of that was refocus on your goals. Look at your goals again. Open up the book. Go back to what you were at the beginning of the year. Read those things. Refocus on those things. Recalibrate your system because you may have to have a course correction. Recalibrate your system. Refocus your eyes and go get it. Go get it. Eyes on the horizon. Eyes always up. Give you something. Give you something good. Give yourself something good to go after. Give yourself something good to go after, whatever it is. And if I can help you figure that out, if you want to call me, let's talk through that. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to have a conversation with any one of you. If you want to call me, let's have a conversation about what can we put in front of you that's going to generate enough juice down here in your soul that you're going to set your mind on it and nobody can take you off your path. Happy to help. I love y'all. I love y'all. Be good. Be great. Be you. And before I leave, does anybody have anything? Does anybody want to say anything before I leave in the comment box? There's only 4 of us this morning. I thought there'd be more this morning. Chrissy said y'all really like it. Yes, you've been liking it. So I'm not sure why there's only 4. Anything? Any comments? Suggestions? We are having a meeting next Wednesday. So put that on your calendar. We are meeting in Madison next Wednesday. The meeting is at Thursday here, today here in Mount Juliet. So don't forget. If you want to invite some folks, some sponsors, we got some people coming in from Tennessee, I think coming to the meeting on Wednesday in Madison. Should be really, really good. I'm super excited. Have a great 4th. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Yes, today's not Thursday, or today's not Friday, today's Thursday. Really love you guys. Really love you guys. 6-week action plan. Okay. Dirty dozen and then recalibrate where you're headed. Okay. All right. Love y'all. Be good. Be great. Be you. Talk to you soon. Bye.